They are very well-informed people in the country called Kenya who believe that there will be no election in the year 2022. Ay, 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 ay. How now? How? Well, let me refresh your memories a little so that you know these people are not talking about something that is impossible. Indeed, they are talking about something that is very, very possible. In 2010, we passed a new constitution. And the way that constitution had been set up, there was enough time, there was enough leeway, there were all the legal tools to ensure that the next elections scheduled for 2012 would take place as usual. But did they take place? No! They were pushed to the year 2013. Remember that? Now, let me also remind you, before any political initiative passes, there's something very important it requires. More important than the votes of the people. Oh yes, it is the political powers at play. They decide if they want something to pass, if they want a certain political cause to go through. The powers, invisible powers mostly, but some very visible, will carry the day. Now let me be very specific about what powers I'm talking about. Serikali. The executive is Serikali. Serikali. If Serikali decides that a certain law clamping down on media freedom must be passed, it will be passed. And indeed, we have seen that happening in our country called Kenya. Indeed, as we speak, Serikali is still passing laws clamping down on the freedom of expression. And they did not need the votes of the vast majority of Kenyans, did they? They did not need the will of the vast majority of Kenyans, did they? No. So folks, let's wake up and smell the coffee. Because I've seen comments on social media saying, tumekataa, we have refused. Hai? Who are you? Hata kama mko wengi, who are you? You know, we have chosen on this channel to stick to political reality, not political pipe dreams. Although we also expect political miracles instigated and executed by God Almighty. Now, don't you think it's a good idea to answer the question, what was the main reason the 2012 elections were pushed to 2013? So that we may be able to better understand whether the possibility of the elections of 2022 being pushed to 2023 are high, or maybe they're not. So, what happened in 2012? Today, I will reveal something that most of us may not be aware of. The main reason why the 2012 elections were pushed to 2013 was because the Mwai Kibaki exit strategy as president ran into trouble, into problems. And so, it was important, it was necessary to delay the elections until that plan was sorted out and ready. Or rather, until a new plan was put into place. You know, Mwai Kibaki has never been a politician. He is a very good manager. He did a lot of very good things for Kenya that will stand the test of time. Although a lot of his economic breakthroughs were neutralized by the current Jubilee government. Yeah. To illustrate it perfectly, when he passed over the baton in the relay race, the next person in the team ran backwards. That's really what it is. But Mwai Kibaki has never been a politician. He loathes politics. He loathes a typical political mud fight, which is important in politics. And for anybody who's in politics, it's normal. But Mwai Kibaki loathes it with all his heart. I can give you plenty of evidence to prove that. Yeah, but let me just give you one. The appointment of a government spokesperson was done by Mwai Kibaki. It is something we never had prior to that. And the reason was simple. Unlike his predecessor, Mwai Kibaki did not want to roll in the political mud of a typical political duel. Yeah. So he just kept quiet. Things happened, he kept quiet. Mwai Kibaki was forced to create the position of government spokesperson for that person to roll in the mud of politics, day-to-day political issues, on his behalf. In sharp contrast, his predecessor, Daniel Toroitich arap Moi, did not hesitate to comment and to dive into any political mud fight. Anyway, my point is, Kibaki politics was a mess. In sharp contrast, his presidency achieved quite a lot for the country, although it could have achieved much more had Kibaki had the political skills. And so for our purposes today, the Kibaki exit strategy, the Kibaki exit plan, ran into trouble, was in a mess, was not ready for 2012 elections. And I think we're all aware of the fact that any bill that comes to Parliament to extend the life of Parliament will pass early in the morning. You see, very few elected politicians anywhere in the world are ever ready for an election. It always tends to come too early, when they're not ready, when there are a lot of things that have gone wrong politically, and an election is just around the corner. That's the reality. You know, there are some naive Kenyans who believe that Kenya is like America, that for a president to leave office in Africa, it's just like in America. You just write a nice letter, leave it on the desk in the Oval Office, and walk away with your hands in your pocket and whistling some tune. Not in Africa, I'm sorry. Not in Africa. And so let's come back to the present. Do you think the Uhuru Kenyatta exit plan is ready, is on schedule? You answer that question. In my view, it is not. So many things have gone wrong and continue to go wrong. And 2022 is dangerously close. And so in my opinion, it would make a lot of sense to push the elections beyond 2022 into the year 2023. Of course, another option, is to have a kind of election in the year 2021. I shall not go into that now because that seems to be the less desirable option. Ati kumekucha nasema nini? Rubbish. I can hear people saying that. But I have a thick skin. I'm used to that. And I'm a lot more confident these days than I was about 2 decades ago when I started this business. Because today, I have time on my side. A lot of the things I've said in the past have stood the test of time. And many of my followers on this channel have proved that for themselves. Nobody has convinced them. They have seen it with their own eyes. And that is why I highly recommend my weekly intelligence briefings. You will get a very clear picture of what is coming. And I'm afraid what is coming is not good. Take a few minutes, please, and listen to the following recording, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. While I try my very best to give you real value on this public channel, and to give you all the valuable information I can. The truth is, there's some information that is way too sensitive to share on this public channel. That information usually ends up in my weekly intelligence briefings, which is usually moto kama pasi. Just to give you a few examples, what really happened to former President of Tanzania, Dr. John Pombe Magufuli? Is it true that he passed on at a Nairobi hospital? Actually, the Magufuli inside story is nothing short of mind-boggling. Most people who have taken in my WIB number 52, which contains this information, have been left breathless. Even the most hardened cynics have been left bila words, if I can put it in the Kenyan way. Another example of a WIB that I published recently. There is a secret that those who are close to Raila Odinga have guarded and continue to guard with everything they have. Why is this particular secret so sensitive? And what is it anyway? It is contained in one of my WIBs. In fact, a recent one. And there's much more, including things you'd never imagine that are happening in the corridors of power that neatly explain what we see unfolding in the public domain. Bottom line, you will never look at Kenyan politics in the same way again after you become a WIB subscriber. Indeed, it is true to say that in most instances, the truth is stranger than fiction, and sometimes much more difficult to believe than fiction. But it remains the naked truth. And now you have a golden opportunity of becoming a weekly intelligence briefing subscriber on a monthly basis, which will automatically give you access to every single WIB ever produced. Oh yes, I will send you all the WIBs immediately you become a subscriber. And to become a monthly subscriber, all you need is $9.95 only, or Kenya shillings 995 only. Simply send a blank email to the email address you see on your screens right now, and you'll get an automated response by email instantly, within seconds, with full payment instructions and what you need to do. The same full payment instructions are also included in the description area below this video on YouTube. I strongly recommend that you go for it, because this offer will not last for much longer. I really look forward to seeing you on the other side as a WIB subscriber. Thanks so much for your support. It means a lot to me. And I'm saying that very sincerely from the bottom of my heart. I look forward to seeing you on the other side as a WIB subscriber. Until next time, this is Kshs. Kumekucha.